Hello and welcome back to another game on Arena 1v1 between Slam, playing in red as the Britons, and BacT in blue as the Aztecs. Two very strong civilizations. Aztecs at least top 3, I don't know, Britons top 5, at least top 10 I guess. So this should be interesting. We're going to see build order for Slam's archer build on Arena. So fast castle into archers, possibly crossbowmen. I didn't watch the video that far or the recording. And we are with a new patch, but this is on the old one, so the update just happened today pretty much. I was lucky enough to have Steam on offline mode, so I can still cast the old recorded games. There's gonna be a few of them at least. Not sure how many, I got a few games left of course, but I'm not going to cast all of them. Slam can see the main gold and this main stone I imagine, as well as the second gold already. He's got 2 boars inside, has 3 deer inside, as we're used to, berries to the front, and only one side with lumber really, because this one is quite thin here, so he's going to move to the right hand side here to get his wood in. 5 villages on sheep, very important to see. It's not going to be 6 with the Britons, but 5. It's enough. They are like 20% faster, so they are acting like there are 6 villages here, and 4 villages going to wood, pretty standard. At this point in the game, or at this moment for me, let's say like that, Red Bull Wololo is happening. It's Thursday for me, so the first games, I guess Stout against ACM was the first matchup, is still happening, or maybe they finished already and the next one is coming up very soon. But you probably have seen that. And while I want to see the Red Bull Wololo, I also want to spectate games on Steam, so I'm going to cast this. Slam sending 3-4 on the wood line now, sending the next villager. We are one less villager than usual, because we have only 5 on the deer, on the sheep. They're sending the next villager to take the boar. Slam found the remaining 4 sheep that he was missing, and she's taking too much damage actually. That's 2 hits she didn't need to take. Slam a little bit careless. It's alright, he's sending another villager to sheep here, so it's gonna have the 7 villagers on boar. You can see 2 inside the TC, and there is the 7. Next villager is gonna build a house and then go to the berries. Slam is also going to start to lure those deer in, and then I'm really curious to see later on how the game is progressing. It's not going to be a short one as far as I remember. I think I've written down on a recorded file name that it's at least 1 hour and something, so let's find out together. We are going to see standard build so far, 5 on sheep, 4 on wood, and then we have 7 on boar in total, and the next villages are going to the berries, building a house here, which is a very nice idea. I think it's quite nice to see the house not getting built with a boar hunter, because then you could have idle time, but using the next villager that is going to the berries. Slam is 1 deer lured towards TC, that's still 7 villages here, 5 plus 2. You can see BacT's Eagle Scout at this point in the game. Dark Age for both. The Eagle Scout is stronger, so BacT separately scouting the map, and then probably when Slam is in Fuel Age, he won't be on the open map, but rather inside his base, maybe lure a deer or something like that. At 17 population, 4 villages on berries. We have the next villager going to boar, or one of the villagers here actually, because Slam wants to be in time to get that boar underneath the TC. He is a little bit late, not much, but like 2-3 seconds maybe. And another villager here coming out to build a house. Now at this point we have 8 villagers underneath the TC, plus 1 in theory, and 4 villagers on wood still. So pretty standard. Second deer is here. Slam is going to go a little bit of QQ with the scout now. The deer is going to go to the corner, I know that for sure. And then he's going to move out for a little bit, come back, move out again. I'm not sure what he was doing there. We have 9 villagers underneath the TC now on 5 plus 4 actually on the deer, on boar, and the next villager here actually, yeah, that's the next villager going to build a lumber camp. Slam pulling 1 off from the lumber line here to build that lumber camp already. So it's gonna have 5 on wood for now, and 10 villagers on food under the TC. Let's see how he's going to distribute the villagers further. And there is another villager going to the boar here, and that boar still has a lot of food left. 4 villagers from deer still taking, that's alright, and Slam is now moving out. He still has 1 deer to lure. He can see his second stone now, he can see what is probably his 3rd gold. It's not confirmed actually, it might be somewhere else, could be an extra gold. The 4 villagers from the sheep going here, and still 5 villagers on wood, so one first farm up population 22, so just before 8 minutes, second farm also happening. And I think she's going to lumber later on, I guess at least. Slam now moving in once again, wants to see if anything is here. He's not going to find too much. And as the boar run out, we have now 7 villagers on the sheep. Ooh, that's something that should not happen. Command queue is not really working perfectly here, which is quite a pity. I would love to see the game being a little bit better. Slam also sending villagers to wood now. He has 8 at this point and has a good amount of villagers on the sheep. I guess he didn't really see it. Now he's sending 2 more villagers. Got 1 sheep left and he still has a deer to take. So actually the food count for him is looking really good at 25 population. He's sending a villager to gold, and actually that's it. 26 pop up to feudal age. This is going to be the archer build, so we're expecting to see a barracks. Now he's taking that quite unlucky sheep here, and the last one underneath the TC is also going to lure the deer towards the TC as well. He probably didn't forget about it completely, and the barracks is coming up as well. So 8 villagers on wood. Interesting distribution here, 5 plus 3, and I'm not really sure when he sent all the villagers. He had 5, 6. I think he must have sent 2 more from underneath the TC, as there were like 10, 11 villagers taking food here. Now the deer is under the TC as well. We're going to see barracks coming up, and I think I can go a little bit faster. 5 villagers on berries. So Slam is saying I don't want to go with too many farms yet. I want to take food though, and the berries are quite good for that. We're going to see another villager, another 2 villagers. No, 1 going to wood, so he's going to have a total of 9 villagers here on wood, another 1 to gold, and there's going to be the archer range, it's going to be the blacksmith in back, and 2 villagers on the wood line and on its regular tree. 5 villagers on gold already, and I think number 6 and possibly another one here could go there as well. Slam is in the meantime scouting his opponent's base now as far as he can, and is scouting the map. We're going to see double bird eggs already researched for BacT. Slam doesn't have the food yet. Now he has it. Could click it. And we're going to see archer production starting, as he's got 6 villagers on gold now. Second strategy coming up. Of course, you need to build houses here. And Slam is going to scout all the map. Let's see how what BacT is actually doing here. Market blacksmith, but he has a barracks up, so he wants to go for some eagles possibly. Second gold safe in the back. Main gold safe in the back. And the main stone forwardish on the side. Third gold and second stone forward outside. 2 relics close to his base. Another one quite close here. This one in neutral zone, so Slam with only 1 relic close. This is not too good for him. Extra gold in the back and the neutral zone here, extra stone, and not extra gold and extra stone here. And Slam is going with archers, going with the monastery, opening the walls here actually. The Eagle Scouts already patrolling. And Slam, I think, is waiting for the crossbowman upgrade. Yes, and is doing the bowsaw as well. Not going for any extra TCs yet. I mentioned the TC here would be beautiful, but we could also see one on the main gold or the main stone, even if Slam wants to go for longbowman later on. And the crossbowman upgrade is done. We've not seen fletching yet, and those Eagle Scouts don't have upgrades either, so 5 crossbows plus the scout. You need to run away pretty much. In the meantime, I'm expecting BacT to go with the monastery here, which is actually happening. First TC, extra TC coming up on the main gold. Not going for a woodline here, interesting. And Wolf going down because it's just going to attack the crossbowman here. So Slam is going to try to go for as many relics as possible. He's got the monastery up really early on, is going for farms around the mill. Now the first extra TC coming up actually on the main gold, as not predicted, but as guessed here more or less. And the second monk on the way, he's got 1 relic. That was the one close to his second stone. And now he's trying to go for the forward relics that he can see. He's got a decent amount of crossbow on the field. That's 7 in total. The scout's still alive. And now BacT is moving out with Eagle Warriors, 5 of them. A monk behind this, and they also have the +1 defense. So Slam is going to try and convert one of those. The scout cavalry only on 5 HP. And is Slam going to be able to take another relic here? That's the big question, because it's going to be tough. The Eagle Warriors can be sacrificed easily to just snipe a monk, and then if you're getting the relics in, you will be fine. BacT has taken 2 relics already. Boat cannon coming up for Slam, really important. A TC with 1 villager build up in the back here, and Slam should have enough farms for 2 TCs, soon for 3 TCs as well. There is 1 monk going down to the Eagle Warriors, and that crossbow is probably going to die. Slam not picking up a relic here, instead is trying to convert an Eagle Warrior. I think it's going to be Would be good for him to get one of those, so BacT actually making sure that he's not gonna get converted easily. And now Slam, I think, should move towards the relic and try to get it closer to his own base. We have BacT with a second barracks coming up here, and a second TC up and running, third TC on the wood line also now. And looks like Slam should be able to take a second relic, which is somewhat of a victory for him. And if BacT is not sending in monks or eagles soon, he is gonna lose that last relic here. Crossbowman with 5+3 range now, 7 attack against the 4 Pierce armor, so they need, how much is that? Like 16 maybe, 16 hits, 7 attack against 4, no it's more. It's actually 18, 19 probably to take down 1 Eagle Warrior, that's quite a lot here. But there is also 11 Crossbowmen, and there's still 2 monks now in the mix. We have a monk approaching from BacT. Slam in the meantime, 3 TCs up and running now, I imagine. Yes, and he should be able to sustain villager production. The Eagle Warrior is moving around, and the Scout actually waiting here, got healed up a little bit. 2 monks, but they are just trying to go and convert one of those eagles. Is that monk going to be successful? This could be close. The monk is definitely going down. I don't think it's going to survive. They've got 2 hits, but Slam is going to be able to pick up that relic and at least bring it closer to his base. I think at this point in the game, if Slam is successfully getting that relic home, we can fast forward a little bit. I don't think we're going to see too many fights. Slam is on stone now as well. Build a mining camp is going with 7 villages already and is going for gold mining. We have more eagles getting produced by BacT here, but it's not going to find any more relics. And we're going to see minor fights now, not for the relics, but just for map control. Get a few good trades, and you will be ahead and will have more army than your opponent when you're going to Imperial Age. Wheelbarrow, gold mining also coming in from BacT. I think we're going to see 3 TCs for him and that's it. I don't think we're going to see a 4th TC anytime soon. 3 barracks up, and looks like Eagle Warrior, soon to be Elite Eagle Warrior, once he's up to Imperial Age, will be the idea for BacT here. And Slam has one weak point, definitely, that's the monastery. Is going for market now, as he's got too much gold in the bank, not too many farms, I guess. You don't want to go for too many farms as the Britons, but it's not easy to keep your economy balanced. This is a pretty nice head, cylinder, but it's not pretty as there is no mill around and those villagers have to walk really, really far. That's John Slow farms and I don't really like them. I always tell him, go build a few mills. No, not happening, and Slam is not doing it either, and I'm disappointed. There's a mill coming up, like in the middle of nowhere, and we're going to see more farms. BacT clicked up already. We have Slam following up close behind, 77 villagers from both, and looks like Slam is preparing the standard infantry as he is expecting to see Elite Eagle Warriors here. I imagine Arbalest or Longbowmen and champions should be really strong, but Aztecs can go for siege rams and even siege onagers, plus their champions are really good, and Elite Eagle Warriors, if you're getting some raiding going in early Imperial Age, then you have a really good position of the game. Now, it could be interesting to see the extra resources one more time, as the game is not ending in like 30 minutes. I told you, extra resources to the north, to the south. Oh my god, I cannot pronounce TH today. To the bottom here in the neutral zone. And that's a very, very good fight for BacT. Wow, the 5 Pierce armor is really hitting off the crossbowmen, all dying. And that's a fight you cannot really afford to take in Slam's position. He should not have moved out so far. Maybe he didn't expect BacT to have so many Eagle Warriors. But BacT playing really well here. Nice transition. And once the Elite Eagle Warrior upgrade coming in, which he did not go for yet, doesn't have the resources. He spent a lot of resources on those eagles, but he has got 36 of them already. And maybe Trebuchet, no, conscription first. Still a few of those are patrolling, and it's Elite Eagle Warriors actually already, so I missed that, sorry for that. He has the +4 defense, he has Elite Eagles. And there are 200 swordsmen on the field. Missing upgrades, of course, champion upgrade coming in. And Slam, 1 castle for now, 2nd castle coming up forward, protecting his 3rd gold, something that he needs to do. He's got a 2nd gold, actually a few walls inside. I like this idea, he's got 6 barracks here in a block and is producing 200 swordsmen. Not non-stop probably, but is trying to get as many of them as possible. And should be interesting to see how this game is progressing from the Elite Eagle Warrior approach from BacT, where he cannot really do too much at this point, as Slam did not opt for Arbalest or Longbowman yet. And those Elite Eagle Warriors would love to get some raiding going. I wish there was villagers building a forward siege workshop trying to cut in, because fast onager to go for early raiding could be an option. Then again, Slam has a lot of champions already, and he's got a forward castle with the trebuchets out to attack the TCs. Elite Eagle Warriors moving around, but quick walls coming up, so the Elite Eagles need to move through the champions, which they cannot really do at this point. +2 attack also done. Slam's going for the next attack upgrade as well. champions, of course, are stronger than the Elite Eagle Warriors here in a 1v1 battle. And it looks like BacT is actually able to take down Slam's castle. And this is so important. Slam had like 8 villages repairing, but there's also 5 trebuchets from BacT, as he's got 3 castles already. And he's going for a Jaguar Warrior production. That's even better than the champions. I would have loved to see in this. Didn't dare to say it, but Jaguar Warriors can be so strong. Like Jaguar Warriors, Siege Ram, Siege Onager. If you're getting that army composition going, what is the Britons going to do? You have to have really good micro for your elite longbowmen, like Viper micro, to be able to battle this. And those Jaguar Warriors are going through infantry really fast, and that's the big thing with their, what is it, at the end 17, 19 attacks, something like that. You can even go through cavalry, like light cav or even cavalier, quite comfortably. So now the trebuchets from BacT moving forward. Slam is trying to take this gold, is with an extra TC here. Villager-wise, looking quite good for both players, 110 against 118, and there's the first big fight happening. Trebuchets against each other, and Elite Eagle Warriors not daring to go in. That's not enough Jaguar Warriors, obviously. Slam with the army advantage. That was too many champions, and BacT lost quite a lot here. Is now trying to move away with the Elite Eagle Warriors, sending the Jaguars in, but they're not elite either. And now the Elite Eagle Warriors actually going, as the TC is going down. They're trying to do some raiding, kill those villagers, but still too many champions from BacT, from Slam. So Slam is actually able to protect his villages here, take good battles for now, and the KD is better for BacT, but it's only because he hit those crossbowmen. I think in Imperial Age, Slam had a better fights for at this point in the game. We have now Jaguar Warriors and was in a decent number. They are elite. They're missing upgrades. They're missing the +4 attack. They're missing the Garland Wars. And if they get these upgrades, they're going to be really, really strong, but it's also expensive. And BacT, 3 castles. Does he have more? I guess not. Resources for him not really looking good, as here Slam is now approaching the 3 castles, which he cannot really afford. The champions will go down. They are not strong enough here. And another trebuchet coming up. Not sure about Warwolf. A really interesting upgrade. Again, a few Elite Jaguar Warriors fighting, but it's too many champions. And both players are trying to get good battles in. We have BacT actually moving forward to take Slam's second gold, a castle coming up on that extra gold, another mining camp on the extra stone. Looks like BacT wants to stay on Jaguar Warriors. In the meantime, we have archer ranges now coming up from Slam. Is going for Bracer. Actually, that's Garland Wars now for BacT, so it's gonna have really strong Jaguars here. And Slam will go for Arbalest then, I guess. Don't think we're going to see elite skirmishes too early on. We might see them later on as the game is getting longer and gold is gonna run out sometime in this game, I imagine. Still, trebuchets here, 5 of them, and those 2 traps. Ooh, that's a decent hit from BacT, taking down one while it was packed. 2 barracks coming up forward. Interesting approach here. Slam does not see a second stone, I imagine, otherwise he would have sent some units. And BacT is taking a lot of stone now, is still producing elite Jaguar Warriors, and there's a big fight happening here. Let me slow down a little bit. Ooh, this could be very important. Slam is still with good numbers, has longbowmen behind this. They should not be elite. Arbalest as well, longbowmen, 5+5 range. So, yeah, yeoman, no, yeoman not done. Longbowman, let me check the Arbalest. Damn it, I don't see it. 5+5, it can go to 5+6, so missing yeoman, but it looks like there is enough Jaguars left to keep the champions at base, or maybe not. Now the Arbalest and longbowmen are helping out a lot here. Jaguar Warrior is not with the best pierce armor ever, 1+4 is not too much, and those trebuchets are left at the front to try and hit that castle, but they're going down here. And yeah, Slam needs to collect his army. He took down the trebuchets first, and now is getting his army group together. 2 trebuchets here behind this as a defensive resource, and it's actually BacT who is going for archer ranges as well. Now he needs skirmishes probably, and it's going to be adapted skirms. They are quite strong, as we've seen in games before. Another castle coming up here. That's an ambitious approach, to be honest, but if he's going to be able to go into Slam's economy, it could be worth it, as he's going to have a really nice attacking position. Slam, though, in the meantime is controlling the middle between the 2 players and is starting to attack the castle, I imagine, with the 2 trebuchets he has, 2 counter traps against this, and the castle is taking decent damage already. There is a lot of champions, 42 moving forward, accompanied by a 29 Arbalest. I'm not sure how many longbowmen there is in between, but the Arbalest is probably better at this point. as you cannot produce too many longmen without the castles. And Elite Eagle Warriors moving in. Quick gates from Slam. He cannot stop the Elite Eagle Warriors completely, but he can delay them. And that's one castle that could go down actually, but no, the trebuchet is dying before that. And now it's back to his sending rams already. He should go for a cap ram and siege ram, I imagine. Slam with bad resources, BacT with bad resources, both when it comes to gold. Wood is okay. And look at this, the villagers building those gates and the Elite Eagle Warriors behind it going down. We have a siege workshop now coming up forward. Those barracks produced a few Elite Eagle Warriors, so if BacT can afford it, he will try to go in here, break the walls and try to raid those wood lines here in the back. There's going to be a lot of villages that are unprotected. Also, 2 Elite Eagle Warriors trying to find some victims here. Every villager counts. Slam was going on that extra stone and gold, but the Elite Eagle Warriors made sure that he had to run away here, lost the villages. And now both players are waiting for their armies to be complete, I guess. We have Captain finally coming in from BacT. He has enough resources to go for siege ram, and Yeoman on no, that's actually Warwolf from Slam. Yeoman done in the meantime, I'm not sure. 5+5. Arbalest can go 5+6, right? They have the +3 and then +1 is bonus in Castle and Imperial Age, is that correct? Is it in Feudal Age already? I'm missing something here, but it should be 11. Elite Longbowman 12. So Yeoman not done. And both players now waiting. Actually, Slam starting to wall here, and I like this idea. Watchtowers coming up from BacT, because why not? Doesn't have enough stone for a castle, I imagine. Actually, it was quite close here, but he's going for the watchtowers because why not? They're gonna be okay. Guard tower upgrade any second. And a few Elite Eagle Warriors preparing to go in here. Slam walling even more here a gate. Then this is open for now, but it's not easy to go and raid a lot of villages, and I wish there was onagers on the field for BacT. Also fortified wall down. In the meantime, a few Elite Eagle Warriors to try and lure Slam into battle that he doesn't want to take. 2 watchtowers making sure that Slam cannot actually mine this gold happily and without resistance. And again, trebuchet fights happening. Warwolf done, so Slam's traps will be better. Does he have villages around to repair those in case? There's one here, is still taking the gold, and he's still waiting for a good time to attack here. Caprams moving forward, but they're not going to be able to do too much. There's not too many of them yet. The siege ram upgrade now actually finished, which is really important. And Slam still producing champions and Arbalest. Now we have a few Jaguar Warriors moving forward. I need to slow down because my laptop again cannot really take all of this. Maybe I should get a new one finally. It's 3 years old at least, so, and has done a lot in that time. We have Elite Eagle Warriors attacking the trebuchets now, and that's, I think, really worth it. You're losing like 8 to 10 Eagle Warriors, that's 500 gold, but you're taking down the trebuchet, and you want to make sure that you don't lose all the castles. Not too many Jaguar Warriors though from BacT right now, and Slam has doubled the military. That's really huge. 1 trebuchet left. Can he afford another one here? He's going for 2 more actually, and BacT in the meantime very low on gold, is repairing, so he doesn't have enough stone for yet another castle, but he's also going in, and Slam saw this, went for the triple fortified walls now. You see Tram still trying to move in. Imagine a single onager shot here, or maybe a trebuchet to hit those trees. That would have been even better because it's cheaper. You don't really need onagers. But BacT wasn't thinking that far, I guess. Now we have some form of base trade happening, not really, but Slam is approaching that castle. Could take it down using champions only. Skirmishers not fully upgraded. They're missing Atlatl, a very important unique tag for the Aztecs. And in the meantime, Slam is trying to keep his base closed. And as this is the weak side, he has a lot of stone walls now, even walled in his villages, or some of them. And now sending Arbalest and champions. This Arbalest still missing Yeoman. Slam probably cannot afford it yet. BacT, good resources except for gold, which is fine, I guess, if you have army, but he only has 24 and Slam 84. Now Slam's still busy with defending. He's not able to stop these sea trams. He's not sending enough champions to take them down, but BacT apparently is giving up on the idea. I'm not sure why. He did do some damage and he was keeping Slam busy. Keep, no, guard towers only, not keep yet. And Slam saying, okay, if you're not continuing to attack here, I'm going to go through the middle, try to get rid of your castles. Elite skirmisher coming up for Slam as well now, and he's going for archer ranges forward. Those castles on the side could be potential targets later on. Another guard tower, and there is more the siege trams once again trying to breach those walls. Few elite skirmishes now, the Elite Eagle Warriors waiting for the chance. And yeah, this is still closed. You cannot go through the trees. without a trebuchet or onagers, and we have Slam with the 3 traps now, taking down yet another castle, so BacT is gonna be left with 1 at home, as far as I can see, and then there's 2 more on the open field, but no more Elite Jaguars then, and I guess he needs to transition into champions, or maybe a lot of Elite Skirmishes with Atlatl here. What is it going to be? 53 minutes in, and I thought the game was going long, but it looks like Slam is winning this here, except for the fact that the Siege Rams are finally doing the damage that they need to do, and it looks like the Elite Eagle Warriors are able to go in now. Slam needs to re-wall this, and this is actually almost closed, but I think it's open here. So if BacT is sending his Elite Eagles, he could be fine. Another guard tower coming up here. I haven't seen a guard tower rush from Aztecs in Imperial Age yet, but apparently BacT likes his chances here. Another castle for him going down, and BacT's base is basically open for attack now. As the last castle is falling, there's so many Arbalest plus champions here. That's a big ass army of more than 60 military units, and in the meantime Slam not really able to defend too well, but he's able to keep the Elite Eagle Warriors out, I guess. I'm not sure where they went. Siege Rams should go on to the champions, and it looks like Slam should even be able to re-wall this if he can buy some stone. We have BacT now controlling that gold, taking it, very important for him, but there is champions now moving in. I'm not sure why the Arbalists are not following. He's staying at the front here. I would have preferred to see the Arbalists go in instead of the champions. BacT is moving the villagers from farms to build another lumber camp here, does not want to lose them. It's a little bit of idle economy, but it's not the worst thing ever. Champions on the right hand side attacking those elite skirmishers that still don't have... Oh, no, wait, they did, I think. Did BacT go for the Atlatl upgrade? Pretty sure he did. And now there is some form of base turret happening as BacT is moving in slowly. Slam actually a little bit faster, trying to do the damage here, but BacT is just garrisoning a lot of villagers, and BacT has decent resources, so he can actually survive this. In Slam's point of view, you have no food, almost no wood, no gold, and if you're getting raided, have a lot of idle economy, it's going to be dangerous for you. Slam still with more military units. I think he needs to follow up with maybe the trebuchets to just hit the TCs, do the damage. The trebuchet is now starting to attack the castles on the side. A decision that I don't really agree with, to be honest. I'm not sure why he's doing that. Elite skirmishers now going in, trying to do some damage, attack some villagers, and there is Elite Eagle Warriors on the wood line. And it looks like Slam is losing quite a few villagers here. He's on 77. He didn't realize that there's Elite Eagle Warriors raiding his wood lines, and that's going to be deadly. That's going to give BacT a chance to come back here, as he cleared the champions now, should send the villagers back to work. 68 idle villagers here, but he's going to be able to restart his economy without too much trouble. A lot of idols here as well, and if Slam cannot keep the pressure up, BacT is going to be in a decent position. The score is really close, and there is now a battering ram from Slam moving out. Yeah, that's not going to happen. BacT losing yet another castle. There is one more left, and he's producing Elite Jaguar Warriors, but Slam is saying, okay, let me make sure that my base is safe first, then go for yours. In the meantime, he's still attacking that TC, but it's only a few champions. It's not going to be enough, and he needs to send in siege units here as well, or just go with the Arbalest and put them a few here, a few there, maybe elite skirmishes even only, and make sure that you're causing idle economy. Slam trying to revolve, but another siege ram is moving forward, and we have the 2 trebuchets hitting the last castle from BacT. Is it the last one actually? Yes, it is. Elite Jaguar is still getting produced for as long as BacT can do this, and he's still taking that gold here. Slam is not going to fight for that gold. I guess he doesn't really realize that there is still a gold mine to take. The siege workshop going down, that siege ram though only on 30 HP, so it's not really posing a big threat here. And BacT out of stone, he cannot repair the castle any longer, therefore he's now moving in against the Arbalest with elite skirmishes at least, but the trebuchets won't go down like this, and the siege ram behind the castle is not really doing a lot. I guess it should move on the left hand side around. BacT still good resources, cannot afford too many gold units. Now there's 2 champions hitting his wood line, but he's still on 105 villagers, and he is not able to keep the castle up, so it looks good for Slam, even though BacT is in the score lead. But Slam needs to continue and put pressure on BacT now at home. We have siege ram from the left hand side attacking that archer range. I guess it's not that important, and that's important. The siege ram on the trebuchets. Too late, the castle cannot be saved, but those 2 trebuchets are going down, and that's 400 gold, 400 wood down the drain. So that siege ram was really doing good damage here before it's finally dying to the champions. Jaguar is actually clearing this up, and elite skirmishers with 5+3 range from Slam. Does he still still not have Yeoman. Is it that upgrade that he's lacking? I'm not quite sure, but they should have 5+4, right? I think Elite Skirmishers from Britons should have the 9 range, same as the Aztecs Elite Skirmishers, by the way. Now BacT actually survived the biggest attack from Slam. Nobody with too many military units on the field. There's only going to be minor fights, and BacT still has decent resources to produce a lot of Elite Skirmishers if he wants to. While Slam, with the 106 villagers, almost all of them working, is very low on resources, and therefore cannot produce too many military units. We have another battle happening here in the middle, but it's mostly trash units now. The champion's not really the best unit in the game for at this point, as they are going to die to the elite skirmishers here. So I think skirmishers mainly is probably what you want to do, and siege, and therefore cap ram from Slam, which is a good addition. I like it. It's not as good as the siege rams from Aztecs or the trebuchets from the Britons, but it's not bad. And here's the siege rams again. That's the killer unit against Britons, and it's doing damage. Britons have a really hard time against this unit. Onagers, of course, out of bounds or out of reach here. No chance. We have a few elite skirmishers trying to raid that newly built economy from BacT. I guess he built it over some time here. And elite skirmishers trying to do the damage. Champions moving forward, but those elite skirmishers, they have the 8 attacks, same as like fully upgraded crossbowmen, I guess. So they can do a lot of damage. BacT finishing that stone very soon. 200 left to take. Slam moving in through the middle now, trying to maybe get rid of those archer ranges. That would be really good for him, but there's no more rams around. On the right hand side, he's also trying to get rid of that forward. A few champions here, actually a good amount of elite skirmishers. Slam, once again, 50 more military units, or almost. Now it's 40, and should be able to do some damage, but he needs some siege everywhere to take down those buildings. And BacT in the meantime, how's the resources looking for him? A lot of food in the bank, not so much wood, but his economy is safe once again, even though he's completely open here. But Slam is not daring to attack his main base, as Slam spread, as BacT spread around the map here, is pretty much everywhere except for in Slam's base, and not in the middle obviously, where Slam is now starting to produce light cav, and I think that's a good idea. He's got enough farmers to do it. The light cav can actually deal good damage to the elite skirmishers. So now Slam is going to try to get rid of the forward, looking quite good for him now. He's got, what is that, 2, 3 rams maybe? I can see 2 here, but there's also champions taking down those rams. Actually not successful, but a few more champions left. In the middle we have a fight, BacT moving in, the elite skirmishers and the siege rams, but it looks like Slam should have more military units here, should be able to take this fight and defend his position. And on the right hand side, the last rams going down to a few champions here. 13+8 is beautiful, but there's also no more villages left. A lot of farms where you could take food, but BacT is actually moving all his villages back to his home base, and maybe should delete 2 houses here to get a better lumber line here. His main lumber line gonna be this one, and for Slam he's actually open on the side, so raiding is possible on both sides here. He's finally continuing to re-wall, I guess, and in the middle we should see the major battles now. 1 hour and 12 minutes, and yeah, this game is going for quite some time already. Slam was not able to take it when he had the biggest advantage, and now there's also pikemen coming in. As we've seen light cav, it makes sense to go for the counter unit, for the counter trash unit. On right hand side a few cap rams, but too many champions still, and Slam is still trying to get rid of those buildings, which he's doing quite well. In the middle elite skirmisher fights, a few champs from BacT, and not too many military units. Once again we're roughly at 100 total, not for each player. And on the right hand side, a cap ram's doing damage. So BacT actually losing more and more buildings here, and that could be important later on, because you want to be able to keep your military production high. Slam quite low on resources. BacT still with a lot of food in the bank, not so much wood. I guess he's spending more wood than food here, but he's gonna have some resources to sell if he really needs gold. And we could see something like an elite eagle attack later on. That would be beautiful, or even onagers, which doesn't really make sense. But if you want to say, yeah, I'm going to win this, then something like elite eagles, paladins, that's a game, the game tellers. It's like telling your opponent, yeah, I'm winning this. For now, Slam though with a better army here, in my opinion, as he's got a way better numbers, and BacT is just not able to keep his army numbers up, which is surprising to me. He's got a lot of archer ranges here, and they are producing. And the problem for him is he does not have his army in one spot, but it's quite spread out over the map. And that gives Slam another opportunity to move in, and now the elite skirmisher is going to start to raid. BacT is going to lose villagers if he's not going to take down those skirms here, and it's not easy to do that. Also Lightcav moving into the back here, and BacT 140 villagers, a lot of resources, not so much army. Actually 67 is not bad, and he's now finally able to like get his army to the fighting positions here. But in the meantime, there's elite skirmishers still taking down a few villagers. Ooh, and now the game once again is going quite laggy. We have Slam approaching with the capped rams. Very good to see that he's using his siege. He cleared most of BacT's outside military buildings. I don't see too much, a lot of farms here. But it looks like BacT now with the numbers that he needed. He was given some time to produce, and now Slam, for the first time in like 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes, he's lower on army, like significantly lower. The thing is, those Lightcav is still able to do some damage on those elite skirmishers, a few champions in the mix, and capped rams to take down buildings. We have BacT defending at home, and he's got a very good fighting position. There is no easy way for the Lightcav to approach those big groups of elite skirmishers, and of course in the distance battle, actually 45 wall done, which is a nice idea here. The elite skirmishers from the Aztecs might even be stronger. They're lacking a defense upgrade. I'm not quite sure. In the skirmisher fight, Britons should still be better, but they're also still missing human, as far as I can see. And against Lightcav, the Aztecs, or even champions, the Aztec skirmishers have an advantage, obviously. Now we have more barracks coming up here. There's still barracks and archers on the outside. Pikemen moving in from the left. That siege ram sadly is going down. Could have been very helpful if BacT is able to actually counterattack sometime in this game, but for now it looks like Slam has a very decent fighting position, and if he is playing this carefully and is able to keep his military production up, then he should be able to take this game from here on. Problem for him is BacT still has a lot of resources, and then there's a point that Slam has no resources and BacT has just too many military units. You cannot produce because you're out of resources, then you're in trouble, big time. And then it can take 2 or 3 minutes and suddenly the game is ending because you don't have the army to defend. Now BacT apparently is able to keep his army numbers high, his population kept on 195, that should not happen, but okay, gonna build more houses. And Lightcav and elite skirmishers against mostly elite skirmishers here could take some time here. Look at that wood line here, I could see it in the minimap. That's huge and it's gonna go down really fast. Reminds me of First Nothing, but Slam is not able to really do more damage here. We're gonna see fights around that, yeah, let's call it the corner of BacT's base. There was a corner before, of course you open it, there were castles around, and I'm just gonna stay on that speed now. It's going laggy of course, but I think it's alright, and if you want to skip over it, maybe I'm gonna skip over it myself, I'm not sure. But I'm too lazy to really cut those videos. We have military numbers still better for BacT, and Slam is scored it, but not by a lot here. There is 2 pikemen doing nothing here. There is 1 lumberjack. She is gonna cut wood forever, I guess. And Slam one more time with good army numbers, now able to move forward. Of course, siege rams still better than capped rams here, and both players are producing for as long as they can. This is actually a really strong game, and is showing how good not only the players but also the civilizations are. The players obviously know each other very well. Slam and BacT played so many 1v1s in the last, I guess, 2-3 years, because it's the time where BacT, for him it's in Vietnam it's like evening, I guess, and for Slam it's early morning, like 2-3 AM. That's the times where he's still playing, and it's not uncommon for him. So they played so many 1v1s, also on Woobly, but still on DE, and they are playing sometimes, and they know each other quite well. So I think they could be quite even when they play 1v1 against each other. At the moment, I guess Slam a little bit stronger than BacT in general. Like if you have a tourney, I guess Slam would go farther than BacT, but when they meet each other, it's for me pretty much unpredictable. And BacT is one of those players, he can have a really bad day, but he can have a day where he could beat everybody. For now, we have a post-Imperial Age battle with a lot of elite skirmishes still going to attack here, and I think I'm gonna skip over a little bit. Yeah, look at this. This is a classic arena battle, classic post-imp battle. I guess it's classic arena battle, as we are fighting in almost only one spot. There's now palisade walls coming up to secure the wood line. Of course, BacT overchopping, and Slam not getting raided at all at this point. So his economy maybe should be better. His resources though still lower, and Slam had those 3 relics, right? Yes, so they have pretty much the same relic income from, or gold income from their relics. I think Aztecs plus 33% of like 2.67 relics, and Britons with 3. That's fine here, that's quite balanced. And now siege rams approaching those siege workshops. Siege rams can take so much damage from the elite skirmishers that they might be able to change the game. A few light cav in the mix, trying to go for some of those elite skirmishers. More siege workshops coming up from Slam, as you can see, and it looks like BacT is taking good fights here. The KD just going crazy, 1k5 against 1k3, so you can see Slam killed more units, but BacT is making slow steps towards Slam's space here. And if you can keep that pressure up, Slam might be in trouble. It's producing more, of course both players are continuously producing units. Not sure how much idle time there is in these military buildings. Slam really low on resources now, and that's the point where it could get interesting. Slam has that 1 castle left, but if you cannot produce more units and don't have them queued up, I'm not sure how many units Slam has queued up here, not too many, then BacT could have the advantage. BacT now with Michi resources only on wood, not food so much any longer, as he's spending it on both pikemen and elite skirmishers, but he's still got resources to spend, and that's so important in those post-Imperial Age battles. And sometimes you can see at 1 hour and 20 minutes what's going to happen in 1 hour 30 or 40, maybe 50. Then, because you know, one of the players is gonna run out of resources sometime in this game, and it's not because there's no more wood left on the map, but because one player just had more economy for some time, and even though Slam has the better KD by far, actually, it's 200 more units killed than lost, it looks like BacT was able to go for the better economy or for the better resource income. Siege rams now starting to hit the siege workshops. It's not really worth it. I guess you should use them in front of your battlefield, but I guess it's also alright because the Caprim's not really doing a lot and they are already getting their value in. We have still elite skirmisher fights, Slam now patrolling those light cav. This is beautiful. That's a nice little micro trick in those big battles, because those elite skirmishers are not going to hit the light cav, they're going to hit right and left of them, and that small patrol is quite useful. Let me slow down a little bit, show how Slam is doing this. So maybe I'm just going to cut here. Slam is patrolling the light cav right and left to make sure that the elite skirmishers are actually not hitting those, and in the meantime Slam is taking the good hits on his opponent. There is one monk in the mix, maybe to heal, I don't know. There's 2 siege rams actually now, and we're still not really closer to a winner, as Slam lower resources but still with enough army to be able to defend or even attack now. Few pikemen dropping out of those siege rams approaching that big group of elite skirmishers, and that's a really important factor as well. The siege rams are not easy to take down, and while Slam is hitting the rams, BacT is hitting his opponent's elite skirmishers, taking them down. But I didn't see actually one more siege ram and pikemen going in to start and raid. And the question is, when is Slam going to see it? For now it doesn't look like he realizes this. The pikemen, they have 4+8 attack against a villager with only 1 melee armor. So it's going to take like 4 hits and the villager is down. This is really good. One maybe advantage of the Garland pikemen instead of halberdiers. They have more attack. I'm not sure about halberdiers. Do they have like 8? Is it 8? Is it 10? Maybe 9, maybe 10, I'm not quite sure. And now Slam realizing, okay, there's pikemen raiding my economy, so I need to do something against this. Slam, of course, is open here, and in the meantime, Slam never went to raid anymore. He could go on the left-hand side here. On the right-hand side, there's really not much to do. Those 2 guard towers still keeping this small lumber line safe, and a big lumber line protected by palisades only, but Slam is not really focusing on that. He is trying to win the battle in the middle, and in the meantime, he is getting raided. Slam, 93 villagers, population cap. That means he's gonna have more than 100 military units soon, but the resources for him looking not so good, and he's running out of wood in the back here, so his lumber line is gonna move around the edges as well. But Slam is losing more and more villagers. 31 idols, that means only 50 villagers working. If he's not going to win the fight in the middle now, it might be dangerous for him. And BacT still looking good with resources, 47 farmers, though with 93 villagers he's gonna have enough to still keep his production going. Slam is losing more villages here in the back. Of course, the pikemen are falling to TC, but BacT is also sending in more pikemen to go for some raidings. Now Slam is saying, I need to move back with actually champions here, which is a waste of gold in my opinion. I should go for siege units, maybe even trebuchets, but mostly rams, I think. And in this case, of course, the pikemen are falling fast, but they've done the damage already. And Slam is producing villagers now. A lot of idle economy here. He is low on resources, and we have another siege ram going through the middle here. It's going down, but BacT is still taking a decent fight. I think the light cav now could even attack. They shouldn't patrol in the middle, and the last of the pikemen should go down finally. So another raiding that was successful, at least to third degree. And now the question is, can actually Slam, as he cleared that army inside his base, can he use an army advantage that he might have? 103 military units, as he of course is lower on villagers, or at least not, or had lower villagers before. Can he use that army advantage while he still actually got decent resources now? Interesting to see. BacT, not so much food in, moving away all elite skirmishers. Mistake in my opinion, he should group them together, he should group his army together. But Slam is actually once again on the forward here. Siege rams, of course they're gonna go down eventually, but it's gonna take a lot of time here. Now the elite skirmishers, a big group of elite skirmishers moving in once again. Slam though, 60 of those. And 4 plus 3, it's still no yeoman, right? I hope I'm not wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the skirmishers should benefit from yeoman as well. Do we get +1 attack as well? I'm not sure about that one. I think it's only the range. And Slam is actually using one of the capped rams. There's not too many left, of course. One more coming in to get rid of these barracks. And now it looks like BacT is not really looking good here. He's got a lot of food in the bank. He's not producing. Is he AFK? Did he go for a smoke here? Did he forget to hit the brake? Because it looks like he's completely AFK here, not doing too much, and he's now calling the GG. What was that? He's got 8k resources in the bank, 7k resources, but maybe he was just giving up, saying, okay, Slam, you fought a tough battle, I was not able to do enough damage to your economy, so I'm going to give you that win. But it looked like he was doing nothing any longer, and I'm not quite sure what happened here. It looked like a failed BacT pause, maybe. But I hope you enjoyed this game, a very, very good game in my opinion, and see you in the next games then. GG.